A lot of them left Palestine and became refugees because of what happened in 1948 of being displaced out of their homes unjustly, unlawfully, in a way that was dehumanizing and in a way that's happening to Palestinians in this very moment.
She says that the demographic in Dearborn has a unique perspective on the election.
And we see our parents that came from nothing, from war-torn countries, countries that have been war-torn by our own tax dollars, still come here and create something for their family and contribute it to society that in a sense has betrayed them.
When we last spoke to her a few weeks after October 7th, Lexis was clear that she would not vote for Joe Biden. Now that Kamala Harris is the nominee, she says she and other people in the community don't know who they're going to vote for president.
People don't know what to do. And two options of a fascist like Trump and Harris, who was under an administration that directly funded this genocide.
Because of the way U.S. presidential elections and the Electoral College are set up, the candidate who wins the most votes in a state usually gets all the state's votes in the Electoral College. That means certain swing states like Michigan are more likely to sway the election.
We've been saying for months now that we want them to implement an arms embargo to, stop supporting the occupation and the killing of Palestinians. And that demand has clearly fallen on deaf ears, unfortunately. And so it's people almost feel like, what is there to do?
Is it gonna do it again?
Lexis is one of the co-founders of the Uncommitted campaign, which asked voters to cast a protest vote against Joe Biden in the Democratic Party primary. In Michigan's primary in February, more than 100,000 people voted uncommitted, many of them protesting the U.S. government's policy on Gaza. But now there's a new nominee.
And at the end of the day, you come down to this reality that there's Harris and there's Trump. My biggest thing is I want people to go to the polls and civically engage and vote. But also I want people to understand that what we do outside the ballot box is actually far more important than what we do inside the ballot box.
To Lexis, the movement is not just about making change, but also creating a space for those affected by the genocide.
In pain and trauma and grief, we forget to also pause and kind of breathe and really recognize that art and culture can help mobilize people.
The first most tragic story is October 7th.
Hospitals.
In Detroit, Vice President Kamala Harris was asked if she could lose due to the anger felt by Arabs, Muslims, and supporters of the Palestinian cause over civilian deaths in Gaza.
How risky is it that you could lose the election?
Well, it is undeniable that it is something that everyone is aware of what is happening there. I speak publicly all the time about the fact that there are so many tragic stories coming from Gaza, and of course, the first in this phase of everything that has happened, the first most tragic story is October 7th.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've played this weapon.
Oh my God, it is the most tragic. You're right.
Very difficult.
Yeah, there's been an October 7 daily since then. But it is the most tragic. I mean, the only way you see this is if you only see Israelis as human. That's it. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. You definitely do not, like, you can be as PR trained as you want to be. You can be as media trained as a person who's running for president, right? And even then, no matter what,
Ooh, this
okay?
one's fun. With this
no matter what,
Watch.
if you have this underlying attitude that like Arabs, Muslims are kind of deserving of being relegated to collateral damage status. If you operate with that assumption, if you operate with that as your starting point, you're always going to fuck up. Because it's not genuine. It's not. Like, all of the lip service is so disingenuous that the underlying disproportionality of the violence that is justified is so apparent in every single instance. This isn't to say that October 7 is not a tragic incident, is not a massacre. Of course it is. But to simply say it is the most tragic, the first thing that happened, and it's the most tragic thing that happened in the aftermath, when you don't actually fucking look at 12 months of active genocide that has been multiple thousands of October 7s at this point. I don't know. I mean, you're just, it's very obvious. It's very obvious that you don't care. If anything, you're just kind of annoyed that you even have to answer to the humanity of Palestinians. Like, it's just like, ugh, why don't they just like die quietly?
Seriously.
News analysis. Vice President Kamala Harris advised that the empathy she has expressed for Palestinians in Gaza should not be confused with any willingness to break from U.S. foreign policy towards Israel as a presidential candidate. I think it's interesting that like they even care to do this sort of thing. They should just fucking be more honest about it. I think overall, like there is no difference between the actions that the American government takes in the way that we have locked into a double suicide pact with Israel, right?
Dude, that's getting annoying.
There is virtually no difference. There's no daylight between that and fucking Donald Trump. The only difference is Donald Trump is like, no, that shit is good, and I'm in agreement with it, whereas this administration tries to play this song and dance as though they are like trying to stop Israel but failing to do so, making them appear even weaker.
That's true. Well, it makes it look like what's happening, we're on their leash rather than the other way around. We can't control Israel, they control us.
And what happened
Everybody's
that day, and then what has
now.
happened since.
Everybody
And
knows
I think
about
what's
AIPAC.
critically important as we look at this moment is, one, acknowledging the tragedy of what has happened in Gaza.
But it satisfies the libs? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Special.
It doesn't. That's why liberals will desperately look for anything and everything they can to grab onto. Like, oh, there's you guys that are speaking out against Israel are actually doing so from like an anti-Semitic POV or something. No, they can't tackle the issue.
Be careful with Kitty. Be careful with Kitty. Kick his ass, Momo.
They can't tackle the issue directly.
The kitten just meows
So they just
a lot.
like
He's not under distress.
try to
Right, Momo?
disperse, try to like fucking
Not you.
get you to not look
Sit
at
down,
the
Brady.
glaringly obvious death and destruction in front of your eyes. Both my parents are Zionist megalibs, and even they are starting to recognize that this issue is going to be the one that does Kamala in because of how unpopular what Israel's doing is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there are, I think, thank you for the 50 gift of subs, D2. That's it. That's it. Like, liberals also literally are not on, and they're not in line with the Harris administration on this. So for them, I think it's more so about just like getting her to shut up about it too. They're just like, oh, I don't want to even think about that. Now you might know some people who are denying what Israel's doing is genocide or whatever, but like, but ultimately, even they recognize that it's kind of fucked up.
Just do it one at a time instead of loading all at once. That way you collect your skull. Easier. I remember how to do this weapon.
You have the ferocity of one whose love is on the line.
Gaza, in terms of the extraordinary number of innocent Palestinians who have been killed, and taking that seriously and speaking truth about that. In addition, of course, to what I said about what happened on October 7 in terms of 1,200 innocent Israelis being slaughtered, women being horribly raped. And then fast forwarding to today with the killing of Sinwar, this creates an opening that I believe we must take full advantage of to dedicate ourselves to ending this war and bringing the hostages home.
But it's not working so far.
You know what? Listen, as it relates to the issues in the Middle East and in particular in that region, it has never been easy. But that doesn't mean we give up, okay? It is always going to be difficult. It does not mean we give up. We can't give up.
Oh, took a minute. Yeah, let's do that. Let's give up. We should be the give up.
I mean,
country.
I think that they are actively trying to push the Arab voters away. By the way, I don't think that they're like turning their back on the Arab voters. I think they are actively pushing the Arab voters away because they're like somehow, I guess, fearful. Thread: Elon Musk targeting Muslim and Jewish voters in Michigan and PA, with either showing Kamala as pro-Palestine and pro-Israel. An Elon Musk funded PAC is micro-targeting Muslim people in Michigan and Jewish people in Pennsylvania, with the opposite messaging about Kamala Harris using zip code targeting, according to data I pulled from Snapchat. A few things from this investigation. Damn, 404 Media. Okay, respect to Jason Keebler. They are targeting areas in Michigan that have many Muslim voters with ads saying Kamala stands with Israel. I mapped the targeting, and it's very specific. They're targeting an area outside of Flint that is a major mosque, but no other parts of Flint. They're targeting a section of Detroit that is majority Muslim. They're not targeting an adjacent area that is 95% black. Then they are targeting an area immediately above that, which has several mosques. It looks like this.
Something's changed.
That's crazy. In Pittsburgh, they are targeting traditionally Jewish neighborhoods, including a neighborhood where the Tree of Life massacre happened several years ago, as well as several suburbs with large synagogues. In Philadelphia, the targeted areas align with neighborhoods and suburbs that the Jewish Federation of Greater Philadelphia says have vibrant Jewish communities. They're also targeting the town of Hanover, Pennsylvania. I'm not sure exactly why they're targeting Hanover, but it is home to Utz Chips Factory, and the Utz has highlighted that it makes kosher products and has a rabbinic coordinator. A related PAC also funded by Elon Musk is targeting black voters in battleground states with ads that say Dems are going to ban menthol cigarettes. These ads are targeted using interest targeting that a political operative might think is more likely to hit black voters. Here are the Jewish voters here's the ads that Jewish voters in Pennsylvania are getting.
Two-faced Kamala Harris is secretly campaigning against Palestine and trying to get away with it.
I will not be silent about the scale of human suffering in Gaza, including the death of far too many innocent civilians. Our common humanity compels us to act.
Kamala Harris, stop pandering to Palestine and stand with our ally Israel.
Yo, that's awesome. What is this music?
Ads pandering to Palestine. We must stand up to anti-Semitism. We say no more. Why did Kamala Harris support denying Israel the weapons needed to defeat the Hamas terrorists who massacred thousands? And why did Harris show sympathy for college protesters who are...
D2, thank you for another 50 big ones.
Did I get one?
Where to this time?
I could use it for another month. Gifted.
Rabidly anti-Semitic. We must stand up to anti-Semitism. We say no more. In Jewish communities throughout America, questions are being asked. Why did Kamala Harris support denying Israel the weapons needed to defeat the Hamas terrorists who massacred thousands? And why did Harris show sympathy for college protesters who are rabidly anti-Semitic? And why is she running ads pandering to Palestine?
By the way, this is the same Pat that did this rat fuck. Oh, the anti-Harris Trust ad.
This is not going well.
No, I don't think it's the same pack, by the way. I think this. Jason Keebler says that this is an Elon Musk funded pack. I think that was a separate pack that was doing the same thing, by the way.
I forgot even that.
Oh, it is. This is Future Coalition. Wait, Elon Musk is. Elon Musk is also funding Future Coalition. Exclusive. Trump ground game in key states flagged as potentially fake. Data suggests canvassers linked to Elon Musk America PAC falsely claimed to have visited homes of potential voters. That's amazing. Oh my God, he's in the fucking. He is, dude. That's so funny. They're fucking themselves over, dog. They have no ground game. He relegated his ground game to Elon Musk. I told you guys this when I found out that the Trump campaign. When I found out that the Trump campaign was using Elon and Turning Point as their ground game. Turning Point is a little bit more serious about this stuff and has more experience, but especially Elon Musk, I was like, that's the dumbest fucking thing you can do. Okay? These things need to be directly coordinated. These things need to be coordinated directly by the campaign. You cannot hope that Elon Musk will fucking push you across the finish line. The ground game is very important for turnout. That is hilarious that Elon Musk, being the charlatan that he is, you know, grifting. In Philadelphia, they targeted the areas aligned. They're at the okay. Here are the ads that they were running, and here are the ads Muslim voters in Michigan are getting.
He stands with Israel and the Jewish people. Kamala Harris gets it. We can trust her.
You don't always know where Kamala Harris stands. She's changed her mind a lot. But there is one issue she's never budged on. Kamala Harris stands unequivocally with Israel. Yet
Damn, they cooked her on that. I'm not gonna lie.
Always has, and as president, she always will.
Kamala relies on her husband Doug for counsel on the toughest issues, like Israel's noble fight against the radical terrorists in Gaza. And when Doug talks, Kamala listens.
No! Not Doug! Bro! Hey, yo, chill! Yo, cool it.
Damn it.
Cool it with my man Doug, dude. Hey, chill. Fucking chill, dude.
Come on, little asshole, get out of the fire. Come on, let's go. Over here.
Kamala and Doug, America's pro-Israel power couple.
I do think that we've this is yet another indication that political discourse has devolved in this spectacular fashion, because this kind of overt racist pandering by a PAC that is so closely aligned with the campaign, which is already kind of illegal, but I mean is this kind of overt racialized pandering used to be covered in the media as unacceptable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When super PACs used to do shit like this, people would be like, that's unacceptable. Look at this fucking ridiculous ad. And I feel like nowadays we're just this is completely fucking devolved.
Dude.
We have completely devolved. Political discourse is so fundamentally broken. This is crazy. Doug whistle, yeah.
When Doug talks, Kamala listens. Kamala and Doug, America's pro-Israel power couple. They were the ultimate power couple, Bill and Hillary. For a quarter century, the Clintons ruled the Democratic Party. Now, it's
Bad
their
news, Zero Chatters.
Dude, Doug and Kamala are just
Hasan
like
eats,
Bill and...
I eat
Nah,
too.
that doesn't even work, dog. Come on. No, I that's awesome. That's fucking dope. That's dope, man.
Kamala and Doug. Kamala relies on her husband Doug for counsel on the toughest issues, like Israel's noble fight against the radical terrorists in Gaza. And when Doug talks, Kamala listens.
The one thing I will assure you always, I will always give Israel the ability to defend itself.
Kamala and Doug, America's pro-Israel power couple.
Kamala Harris
Gross.
is a strong leader for these difficult times. And joining Kamala will be her husband and top advisor, Doug Emhoff, who would be the first Jewish president.
Damn, bro, they are cooking Doug. They're cooking Doug so much. I don't think Doug has anything to do with this, man. That's so funny. Yo, that. They're kind of hyping my man up a little bit, okay? They're hyping my man up. Now, remember, this is a PAC that Elon Musk is associated with. Why the fuck are they making a goddamn PAC like this? Why the fuck are they making a goddamn PAC like this where they're just overtly being like, Kamala Harris is mind controlled by her Jewish husband? Like, that's insane, dude. You're fucking insane for making an ad like this. It just shows that you're a little bit of a Nazi yourself, you know?
Presidential spouse ever. Kamala Harris and Doug Emhoff making history, standing up for what's right, supporting Israel.
It's especially funny to like present Doug like this because it's fucking Doug. You know what I mean?
Nope.
Like, nah, I think Kamala Harris arrived at this conclusion all on her own. I don't think there was any input from Doug. Oh, that's awesome.
You don't always know where Kamala Harris stands. Fracking, private health care, a secure border. Kamala was against all of that.
There's no precedent in favor of banning fracking.
Now she's worried about losing, so she's saying the opposite. She's changed her mind a lot, but there is one issue she's never budged on that makes her worth it. Kamala Harris stands unequivocally with Israel and against its enemies. She always has, and as president, she always will.
Look at that! Come
This
on!
November, let's make history. Joining
How has he
Kamala.
not died?
You know what's really funny? These
The
guys are
aerial
so dumb for
bombardment
making
sucks.
this ad like this. Okay, let me tell you why. Because the people that are writing these ads, like, they're also probably fucking straight up Nazis and shit. And, or even if they're not themselves, they literally fucking think that, like, the average Muslim thinks about Doug or cares about him. The much better way to run these, like, anti-Kamala ads would be that she stands with Biden unconditionally. Because those guys don't give a shit about Doug, dumbass. They care about Biden doing the fucking genocide right now. And Kamala Harris has time and time again given incredible opportunities for these fucking attack ad writers to just be like, she stands with Israel just like she stands with Biden, who is nuking fucking Gaza. Okay? Like, if they wanted to do this, they should have, if they wanted to do a better job with this, if they weren't so fucking invested in, like, the notion that every single person in, like, Hamtramck is just, like, thinking that Kamala Harris is obviously being mind controlled by her Jewish husband.
Yeah, sure,
like,
just for the prophecy.
they would do that instead. But it's clear that they don't have the sauce. They don't have the sauce at all. They don't even understand what the fuck they're doing.
Will be her husband, Doug Emhoff, the first Jewish presidential spouse ever.
Vice President
Okay, shut up. Hamtramck. Hamtram.
Damn it.
Fuck you.
Oh my God.
The right side. Harris has made herself clear. She
Dude,
stands
get
with
out of the
Israel
fire.
and
What
the
the
Jewish
hell's the
people.
matter with you?
She has a
Hamtramck. Anyway, good stuff. How is this ad legal? I mean, dude, you can say whatever the fuck you want if you're a super PAC, pretty much. Elon learned from Galloway. George Galloway has different campaign letters for the white and Muslim households in Rockdale. Harris ad targeting college kids. Wait, what?
So I'm sorry, it's good to be here.
What do you do?
I work in finance, making six figures.
How tall are you?
6'5"?
Do you have a plan to vote in November?
Nah, not my thing.
Fuck it. Oh, I got lucky there. Get it.
I'm done.
Go, get handle it.
You won't get pussy if you don't vote for Kamala Harris.
Ladies, I'm sorry, it's good to be here. I work in finance, making six figures.
How tall are you?
6'5"?
Do you have a plan?
Bro, the people working on the campaign have to be the most online people on the planet. I swear to God.
Isn't that a good thing?
Like, let me tell you something, okay? The moment that you see an ad like this and you go, this speaks to me, understand they're cooked. If any ad that they put out speaks to you directly, you're probably fucked, okay? You are the last person that they should be targeting.
Oh, here it is. I haven't done one of these yet.
Plan to vote in November?
Nah, not my thing. Hello, ladies.
I don't know what is going to happen when I do this.
Is this lethally TikTok pilled, which will be banned by the order of the Biden-Harris admin in 3 months? Yeah. Kamala Harris staffers watch too many fucking Jubilee reaction videos? Yeah, probably. I don't understand this ad at all. Why are the balloons popping? It's when like they reject you. It's like a style of content online, dating content, serialized like dating show content where
That's not as bad.
Ladies line up, they have a red balloon, and they pop it if they don't like something that you said. One V20 is the best psyop since fentanyl. It's just brain rotted shit. Cool stuff though. All right, let's get back to, is Kamala Harris turning her back on the Arab American vote?
When we
The
met up
answer
with
is
her,
yes.
she was preparing a spoken word poem to perform at a rally.
And when someone asks me, where's my smile? I tell them I sent it to the children of Palestine 6,000 miles away. It's in the land where olive trees witness bombings each and every day, where the sun paints hues on resilient Palestinians who always find their way.
Michigan is home to more than 300,000 Arab Americans. Immigrants from present-day Syria and Lebanon came here in the beginning of the 20th century to work in car manufacturing factories. And with each outbreak of war and mass displacement in the Middle East, more and more Arab immigrants called Michigan home.
Dearborn is home to the largest Arab American population in the country. You know, if you drive down, just down the street, you'll see a lot of Arab American owned restaurants and businesses. This is the home of Arab America.
While in Dearborn, we also reconnected with Adam Abu Salah. Adam volunteered for the Biden campaign in 2020. But now Adam says he can't endorse the party.
This administration right now has continued to support Israel with their actions within the last 11 months and really haven't changed anything. So for us, you know, talking to our families back home, talking to people here in our community, we're really hurt by this administration. 40,000 people dead, 20,000 children dead. This is just too much for any of us to say, you know what, let's look past this and continue to support the Democratic Party.
When Joe Biden dropped out of the race and Kamala Harris became the nominee, Adam was initially hopeful. But he says he's been disappointed in the campaign statements since then.
You know, we hear a lot of talks about a ceasefire, but Kamala Harris and everybody, they say, you know, we want a ceasefire, but, and then what we want to see is a permanent ceasefire.
The week we traveled to Dearborn, the city was hosting Arab Con. At the convention, Arab political leaders and organizers were discussing the community's role in this year's election. Arab and Muslim voters overwhelmingly supported the Democratic Party in 2020. An estimated 69% of them voted for Biden in the last election. That helped Democrats in Michigan, where margins have historically been slim.
Obviously, to say that Donald Trump only won by 10,000 votes in 2016, and we just saw 101,000 people vote uncommitted. So this is definitely a state that Democrats should be paying attention to. You know, I know right now in the polls, Kamala Harris is up, but guess what? Hillary Clinton, a week before elections, was up 10% in Michigan. And she ended up losing to Donald Trump by 10,000 votes.
Now, a recent national poll puts Kamala Harris's support with the Muslim community at 30%. And that's tied with the percentage of Muslim Americans who say they're planning on voting for Jill Stein and the Green Party. And that number includes Adam.
You know, the Arab and Muslim community knows very well what a Trump presidency looks like. Many people in this community were impacted by the Trump presidency. He is a threat to our country. He's a threat to our democracy. So we also need to talk about Kamala Harris being a threat to our democracy and the Democratic Party being a threat to our democracy. As it stands right now, I'm going to vote for Jill Stein. Right now, we have a choice between candidates who have been continuous supporters of Netanyahu and the genocide that's going on. We also have a candidate who has called this a genocide. I really don't understand why Democrats would think that out of the three candidates, we would go with them.
And some of the people we spoke to at ArabCon echoed Adam's sentiment.
I'm a registered Democrat, but I am voting for Jill Stein.
It's important to show that.
I'm pretty sure I've worked with that lady before. I think she used to run a charity.
Oh, I forgot about my hitch sprint. Jesus.
Called Muslims for Progressive
I
Values.
should slow down on too many boons. Get palms
The trail to the
instead.
mountain's closed in case you have.
What's your position on Jill Stein? I don't really care for Jill Stein particularly. Not. I don't think these people care about Jill Stein either. I think they just want to fucking put a protest vote out there. Yeah.
Whoa. What the fuck just happened?
Like Jill Stein is not exactly
what the
not exactly great.
Damn it, I can't.
But not for the reasons that people fucking are like, oh, she's this spoiler. Like, I don't give a shit about that.
What is going on?
If she was more of a like legit figure, I would have a different interpretation of it. But I feel like the Green Party is not super serious about like actually building a ground game or building a solid fucking alternative party.
Oh my god.
And it's not because they get sabotaged by the Democrats. That much is also obvious that happens, but it's not the reason. But yeah, I get why these people are understandably resentful.
God!
I do.
This is annoying the shit out of me. Come out of there.
I'm a registered Democrat, but I am voting for Jill Stein.
It's important
Oh my God.
to show that
Not the weapon. I can't believe she's about to end my run. It's been a long time.
I'm definitely not voting for genocide, so I definitely would be voting for an independent candidate who supports my belief.
If we give away that principle, which is what we would be doing by voting for Harris or Trump for that matter, then we've acquiesced to genocide.
The Democratic Party's refusal to hold Israel accountable has even caused longtime supporters to question their loyalty. Ali Bagler is a Lebanese-American lawyer working in Dearborn. He's a lifelong Democrat and has been volunteering in presidential campaigns since the 80s.
One of the best campaigns I've ever worked on was the Obama campaign. I loved it because it was pure.
I mean, I
passion.
honestly didn't
We
expect
went
to
to
be
the
Prometheus
convention.
with that
It was
weapon
amazing
anyway.
to see an African American become president, especially with a guy whose name was Barack Hussein Obama. Has galvanized my kids, has galvanized all of us into believing in the spirit of the Democratic Party and its values.
We traveled to Michigan before Israel escalated its attack on Lebanon. Israel has killed at least 2,000 people in Lebanon in the past year. One of those victims being Lebanese-American Kamil Jawad from Dearborn. The majority of people of Arab descent in Dearborn have ties to Lebanon, including Ali, who still has family in the south.
It's going to be a close election. I really don't know how things are going to go. I think the Arab American community is likely not to vote for Harris. I'm fairly certain of that. If the war had stopped a couple of weeks ago or it stopped a month ago, there may have been some time for reconsideration. The killing that's going on in Gaza, the killing that's going on in that entire region is just wrong. There is some amount of betrayal that I felt. I don't know how I'm going to vote. I'm not going to lie to you. In my heart, I don't want Trump to win.
That's why I love you.
I think he's not just a disaster for Arab Americans,
That's
but he's
why
also a
she's best,
disaster
girl.
for all Americans. Deep in my heart, I'm rooting for her.
Ali's family hit.
Wait, what? No. I don't think. Wait, really? Poll shows Harris leading Trump 49 to 47. However, with Stein in the race, Trump support dips to 46%, while Harris maintains 49% backing. What's the reason? In Michigan, Trump beat Clinton by 10,000 votes. The legacy of the election looms large. Oh my God.
I could think of no one else I would
Oh
rather
my
have
God.
than you.
Jill Stein received an endorsement from David Duke.
I am.
A known white supremacist endorsed Stein over Trump, citing her criticism of U.S. policy on Israel as the reason.
Democrat paid him to do that to smear her.
No. No way. Dude, what?
Dude, just like, we gotta save the planet for the white race.
Bro, America's insane, dude. We are not a serious nation. Ah! Oh God. Oh my God. That's insane. I've seen a lot of pro-Stein leftists say David Duke is a DNC op to besmirch the reputation of Jill Stein. Yeah.
I just said that. Just said that.
Sure. No, dude, he's just a fucking insanely anti-Semitic racist. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
How often must I say I'm not your mother, Millenary? You needn't lavish me with
Also,
such unbridled
something really funny about this is that Jill Stein, I think, is Jewish.
No. You've often said what we intend and what we do are not the same.
Wow,
I know you're
David
not my
Duke,
godfather,
he's
so
woke now.
I've used you, and I'm using
David
you
Duke is like,
still.
listen,
Can't
guys.
you see that? I've attempted not to hide this fact.
You have raised me in accordance with the promises you made to my father. He never asked you to coddle me, did he?
And do you think you can? You remain under my auspices. Take aid from Olympus.
I believe you have. I know no other way.
He's like, listen, everybody,
I would.
we gotta vote for. We gotta vote for the
Thank you, headmistress.
Jewish woman
Draft for every mood and
who's running for president
pain, anxiety.
Perhaps
of the United States of America, because all of the other candidates are mind controlled by the Jews. Oh.
So moted to be.
Oh, that's awesome. That's he's like, David Duke be like, Jews controlled the media and the American government, which is why I'm voting for the only Jewish candidate running for president. Yeah. Wow, we're getting real nutty with it.
History is deeply tied to Michigan's labor unions, which are known for having a significant influence on the outcome of elections.
No, that's me.
Ali's father was a member of the United Auto Workers Union, UAW for short, which often is vocal in state and federal politics.
And if it wasn't for him getting a job as a UAW worker, we'd be living in poverty. And that's why I'm 100% supporter of labor. I march with them. I do whatever I can to be a part of the union. You can't live in this area without being in some form impacted by the UAW.
The union endorsed Kamala Harris for president, but also called for a permanent ceasefire in Palestine and Israel.
We're the grandkids and children of the UAW. And by calling for an immediate ceasefire, the UAW did stand up and do the right thing. And we're hoping that UAW continues to influence the administration
While the majority of UAW members voted for Joe Biden in 2020, it's unclear how its endorsement will influence the upcoming election.
We want a president that's going to tell someone like Netanyahu,
Oh, nice.
you know, you don't own the United States Congress, and we need the American people to regain the power that has been lost. We need our country back. That's the problem here. Is she that person? I don't know.
And that sentiment of "I don't know" is what we heard a lot at ArabCon.
It's a time in history in American politics where we're choosing from the bottom of the barrel.
It's so funny that, I mean, it's not funny actually. It's very sad that like all of these people just want to vote for the Democratic Party. They're like, please just like throw me a fucking bone. And the Democrats are like, nah, you're filth, you're nothing. We'll kill your families and there's nothing you can say or do about it.
I don't get it.
Also, thanks again to Dito2 with another 50 gifted subs right at the top of the hour once again, allowing 50 people to no longer see the ads at the top of the hour. Here is the 3-minute ad break now.
The 2 is lit up. Why is
Disappointed
the 2
is an understatement, you know, for Kamala's position on Gaza. And at the same time, I think Donald Trump would be disastrous for our country.
The reality is it is a Democratic administration that is funding and excusing genocide. It is a Democratic administration that is allowing the biggest land grab in the West Bank in 20 years. It's really hard to look at somebody in my community and say it's going to be worse. The genocide is going to be worse.
This should be an easy clear.
Men, women, and children are being slaughtered, and we're paying for it, and we're funding it, and it's our weapon. That's my main issue.
Do I want to stop Donald Trump from becoming president again? Or do I want to, you know, vote my conscience and demonstrate also the power of the Arab American and Muslim vote?
That feeling of uncertainty is present for Lexis and the Uncommitted campaign as well.
The campaign, VP Harris, the administration, they have repeatedly said to us that they actually don't want us to mobilize their people. If they're willing to put those votes on the table, they don't want the resistance in the party. They want to be able to navigate and operate in a way where nobody's pushing back against their inhumane and unjust policies.
The Uncommitted campaign refused to endorse any presidential candidate for this election. But it also said it would not recommend voting third party.
If Harris does not move as it relates to policy, I cannot come out and endorse Harris. It's just not something I can do. And as it relates to third party, I just can't, in my good conscience, recommend a vote for a third party. And in my personal assessment, voting third party is a vote that's almost serving as a protest vote against people that feel very angry, and rightfully so, against the decisions that the Democratic Party has made. The question I put back on people is, what does that decision do for saving Palestinian lives right now?
Some in the Arab and Muslim community were angered by the Uncommitted campaign's refusal to endorse any third-party candidate. But as more and more Arab and Muslim voters stop being loyal to the Democratic Party, it could make Kamala Harris's path to the White House extremely difficult. No matter who wins the presidency in the U.S., Lexis doesn't think U.S. foreign policy in the Middle East will change, which is why she says she's focused on the day after the election.
We far too often react in a moment of crises. What infrastructure are we building right now so we don't have to be reactive to things that are happening, that we have enough infrastructure built to create influence, to create change? What are we doing as a community on the very next day after the election to grow our movement? And so for me, I want to see that movement continue to grow. I want to see coalitions build across communities of color, across lines of difference, to see the influence that movements from the people in the streets to the student encampments to what Uncommitted has done, to see the influence that it has had on people across not just our country but the globe, and the way people are courageously speaking up for Palestine. That's truly a silver lining, and that shows that we're doing exactly what needs to be done.
What is this?
Into the purse.
The American empire.
With just 17 days to go, Vice President Harris and former President Trump are focusing on the crucial swing states and nearly crossing paths. Harris bringing in some big names this weekend, while Trump campaigns in Pennsylvania. And ABC News White House correspondent Mary Alice Parks is following it all, and she leads us off this morning. Good morning, Mary.
Hey, good morning, Gio. That's right. Harris is set to appear this weekend with musicians Lizzo and Usher. She's really been picking up the pace of her campaign. Both candidates had multiple stops throughout Michigan yesterday. At one point, they were both in Detroit, tailoring their message to the auto
I like this special.
industry.
It's working pretty good.
With just 17 days to go until Election Day, former President Trump and Vice President Harris crisscrossing the state of Michigan. Harris sharpening her attacks.
He makes big promises, and he always fails to deliver.
Calling Trump out for refusing to debate her again.
If you are exhausted on the campaign trail, it raises real questions about whether you are fit for the toughest job in the world.
Trump pushing back.
I've gone 48 days now without arrest, and I've got that loser who doesn't have the energy of a rabbit.
Polls show Michigan a total toss-up. In 2016, Trump won the state by fewer than 10,000 votes, but lost in 2020 by over 150,000 votes.
Yeah,
Both candidates focusing on the future of the auto industry. Harris meeting with auto worker union members in Lansing, Michigan.
We will ensure that the next generation of breakthrough.
Do you think the Arab Dems, non-Arab Dems, will hold it against the Arab population if Trump wins? This is what you voted for? Good luck being rounded up and deported type attitude?
Come on,
yes,
man.
they're already saying that. It's wild, like the way that they fucking say it, like so openly. They'll just straight up be like,
Be strong. Strong.
they straight up will just be like, yeah, fuck you. Have fun being deported, bitch. Like, I'm fantasizing about you being deported now. It's like, how are you any different? You should be fighting by my side if you actually cared about it. Like, what the fuck?
A gift.
Should I get a
What?
follow attack?
No call for civil rights
boss
style
battle already?
riots, massive disobedience, and wide strikes, nor literally the only person who at least calls it a genocide. The only person who at least calls it a genocide? What else is possible to achieve? Sing? This whole time you've avoided talking about her like she's Voldemort, man. I don't understand why. What?
What? Why were they attacking me? I was sure they're too far away for this.
What? What are you talking about? Are you talking about Jill Stein?
Between going after Kronos in the underworld or coming to our rescue.
I think like it favors
Come
Jill
on!
Steiners in the chat, if you do exist in this community. Hello.
Really?
If you're a Jill Stein head, you probably should recognize that it's better for you that I don't talk about Jill Stein. You know? To the Stein heads in the chat. I am not particularly fond of Jill Stein. I think she is opportunistic.
Yeah,
I think she
that's
is,
the word for her. That's what I was searching for.
She
before.
only comes around every fucking 4 years. That's it. I don't care. I don't care enough to talk about Jill Stein. A person who only is, who only seemingly just like fucking comes out of a vat every 4 years to be like, remember me? You should vote for me as the alternative.
Upon his light.
Let's try it.
To the
Failed it
unseen,
last
to
time.
be unscathed.
That was on the first one.
If she was a more serious
Oh, God.
person, if she
Damn
was a
it,
more
man.
serious person, she's pro as
That was a
Russia. Yeah, I don't
shitty
care about any of that
mixture
shit.
of
okay?
enemies.
I'm
This
just telling you, like,
Unbelievable.
if she cared about this, if she cared about like actually building a
Give me my
momentum,
onion, you fucking bastard.
she would be working on the off season, okay?
Oh, I forgot about my time, too.
She
I
doesn't.
could've
She doesn't do any of that shit. She has no motion. She has no juice, okay? She is deeply unserious. And for that reason, it's hard for me to look at this as anything but like an opportunist who, once again, comes around exclusively to be like, see, remember me? And that's why it's a spectacular failure as well. Like if you wanted to actually reach a certain level of prominence, you would be working round the clock. You'd be working around the clock, like in local elections, okay? And building a base of support, showing or proving that you have a message that resonates with voters by actively targeting whatever fucking area whatever area where you could technically win. You could win like real fucking campaigns. They do greens run candidates. I know, dude. But the issue
Pushing
is
the time limit. I'm really pushing it.
Choose one spot.
the issue is they have never actually started small and built up on it, built up on that, built a solid foundation
Give me an attack.
to showcase that they are like a real fucking party within
One
this
better than
process. With serious anti-green DNC talking point. Yes, dude, I am obviously in the pocket of the Democratic Party. As you guys know, I am a Democratic Party op and also a Zionist. Okay.
How to do it.
And that this can't simply be my genuine opinion on Jill Stein. Without having any sort of backing, without showing that like this message resonates to voters, without having any sort of like serious fucking background, you're at a time when you're supposed to be reaching insane levels, considering that there's a concept such as double haters. But you prefer Kamala though? I never said that. My preference on the matter is completely irrelevant regardless. Okay, I prefer fucking... me saying I prefer Jill Stein over Kamala Harris is like me saying I prefer myself as president over Kamala Harris, dog. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, I prefer myself. I prefer Uncle Jack to be the president of the United States of America. I don't doubt your opinion is genuine, but that doesn't mean it isn't a clueless take when the DSC spends more money crushing third parties in unison with the RNC than anything else.
Give me an attack! Please, God. Why?
This is the same fucking loser shit that Bernie Dead Enders ran into. Okay? Sorry, at the end of the day, you have to, you know what the fucking situation looks like. So you have to set up against it.
No escape. Cheer up, Mother.
That's it.
Thank you for your service.
Prompt as ever. Your task may be enough. Crossed flames awaken.
As a 2016 Jill Stein voter, Bernie Dead Ender, you are the most correct. Like, there were a lot of issues with Bernie Sanders' campaign. Specifically, like, yes, the entire situation was designed against him. Okay? But it's obvious that his method failed the first time, and his method failed the second time as well, in terms of, like, grassroots mobilization and drawing out turnout. I don't care. If you want to vote for Jill Stein, go ahead. I'm just not going to hype Jill Stein up. That's what I'm saying. I don't think people understand that. Which is really interesting because they literally treat this in the same fucking intensity, which is kind of funny, that the Democratic Party blue MAGA people get mad at me over for saying that exact same thing about fucking Kamala Harris. Okay? As long as you're not voting for Donald Trump, I don't give a shit. Don't vote for Donald Trump. Okay? Do not vote for Donald Trump. My statements and my sentiment on the matter is utterly irrelevant. You cannot outflank an entire fucking national campaign with billions of dollars in their war chest by being a Twitch streamer that says, I don't really like this, or I really like this. You can't move the needle in any capacity.
Oh, the fuck you can't, Hasan.
As a matter of
You
fact, if I was a
lying son
fucking
of a
grifter,
bitch.
you think the Democratic Party wouldn't love to have me on their side? Are you kidding me? I'm the largest fucking
Otherwise,
leftist content
people
creator
like
in North
George
America.
Clooney
They
wouldn't
would
come out.
fucking,
Not that
they
he's
would
as
die
popular,
over this. They would be fantastic. They would be so excited. If I was a fucking grifter, I'd be like, oh, I'm Mamala. I'm on the Mamala train. I'm coconut pilled all the way until fucking November. They would.
Excellent. Farewell, Erebus. Check.
My point is, I do not want Donald Trump to win. But the reality of the matter is, the Democrats, if they're not putting forward a convincing case, might actually end up losing to Donald Trump. And it will be entirely their fault. It will not be the Arab community's fault. It will not be Jill Stein's fault. It will be entirely on them.
That briny smell.
They will have, once again, snatched defeat from the jaws of victory.
From advanced batteries to electric vehicles are not just invented, but built right here in America by American union workers.
Trump talking about his plan to impose steep tariffs on imported cars.
If I get elected, I'm not going to let them sell cars into our country in order to destroy the rest of Michigan.
The war in Gaza front and center for voters in Michigan, too. The state has one of the largest Arab American populations in the country. Trump commenting on Israel killing Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar, praising Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for the war, quote, moving along pretty good.
You're doing a good job. Biden is trying to hold him back.
Harris telling her crowd outside Detroit Sinwar's death should be a turning point.
Everyone must seize this opportunity to finally end the war in Gaza, bring the hostages home.
Now, early in-person voting starts in some places in Michigan this weekend. In more than 20 states, people can already go now in person to vote. And a big win for North Carolina. That state this week breaking its early turnout record for its first day of early in-person voting. The head of the State Board of Elections there saying that it was a sign that people trust the election, that voters are energized.
I forgot he was
and
here.
then the hurricane there will not stop them.
Have plenty of energy already in this campaign. Thank you, Mary Alice Parks. We appreciate it.
Kamala Harris visiting Detroit this week and rolling out a new agenda focused on garnering support from black men.
But the polls show Democratic support among black voters since 2020 is actually, as you can see right there, slipping.
So we decided to go to Detroit for our exclusive Barbershop Talk series to see what real Americans have to say.
You can call for your committee to vote third party in blue states like New York or California. This does not increase Trump's chances of winning, but it hurts Democrat voting numbers, which applies pressure while simultaneously giving third parties voting momentum for future election cycles. Once again, I have to explain something to you. You are greatly overestimating my size, influence, and prominence. Okay? Please. If you want to do that, seems great. Do it. This is not how this goes. Like, that's not a thing. That's not a real thing. That's not how this happens. All right?
Let's take a look.
As I always say, the barbershop is the center of everything in the community in Black America. So we start in Detroit, Michigan to figure out what the people are saying on the ground. Let's go. If the election were held today, who would win the election?
Kamala Harris. I think it's a coin flip at this time. I really do.
That's a cowardly thing to say, man. What? Shame, I appreciate your coverage, but you're not recognizing the action we're trying to take. Support means nothing if it's not backed up. What?
The fuck? Oh my god, I stuffed myself on popcorn.
Calm that shade down.
I think the country's so
How
divided.
could I ever
you
eat
wouldn't
Taco
have
Bell
numbers
now?
like you
My
have
controllers
if
get
the country weren't divided
True
between
gamer
the two
mode.
camps.
Bro, come on, bro. Why is he at the barber shop, dog? Look
Come
at
on.
him.
Even Bernie did that with
Hey,
Killer
yo! That's a plant, dude. Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh my god.
Look at him, bro. He's the barber. It's gotta be the barber. That's a barber ass fit.
It's pretty much 50-50. I'm still.
The coach don't play the game. Chat, I
hurry up
know
and get
you
them
might
back
be getting his
together.
beard shaped up. I'm fucking joking. Can you please calm down?
Why I can buy more, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, whoa, for me. Look, try all you like.
In
between myself.
Yeah.
There's a lot of decisions have to be made. Maybe it is a curse.
I'm sorry. If this is the haircut of my barber, okay, that's not. I'm exiting the barber shop. He lined him up good here, seemingly. But even then, bro, this is like.
And respect your wish for privacy.
Well, the shades around here aren't so bad.
This is not giving me great confidence. That's all I'm gonna say.
But I lost myself in these waters.
Me being an entrepreneur and a father and a grandfather, I'm looking at what state my children will be in 10 years from now.
At the end of the day, I'm Trump because
Rupture?
I
I don't know if
my
Rupture's
eyes
in
open.
this.
I can see that he was doing a lot better than what we're going through right now. You can't even go to the grocery stores right now without making a life decision on what you want to get. You know, you gotta compromise. We don't have to go through that 4 years ago.
You know, just being able to just live on a day-to-day basis, it has become a little harder at this point in time.
It's really hard to put our economic condition now on any.
Okay, I gotta remember to press pause and decide my gate before she
In
takes
regards to the
it.
economy, I do think that Trump have some benefits as far as bringing, keeping our jobs right here in this country, not sending another job.
He's right, bro. China was stealing the barber job. He's so right. The Chinese were stealing. They were shipping out everybody in the neighborhood to China to get their fucking paid.
Let me see if I can keep her on 0.
Like, it's valid when you talk about inflation. But it's like, what are you talking about in terms of like your jobs being shipped out? Nasdaq, thank you, Joe, for my Chinese lineup.
Doesn't that heavy armor slow you down? Can't be too comfortable.
Can't be too comfortable is right. Besides, not a.
You really
What
ought
is
to try
this?
running half naked.
Rather be invulnerable, thanks.
Wait, what? Oh my God, he's talking about
shit.
Arnold Palmer's dick. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. What?
Oh man, his man was strong and tough, and I refuse to say it, but when he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there, they said, oh my God, that's unbelievable. I had to say it.
Strength of the gods.
I had to say it. We have women that are highly sophisticated here, but they used to look at Arnold and say, man, but he was really tall man. His man was strong and tough. And I refuse to say it, but
40%
when
extra damage for a second.
he took
Bro, he's so zesty. I love that.
Rather perceptive then, for I am indeed an agent.
Trump said he talked to Netanyahu today and Bibi told him he's not listening to Biden. That's hilarious.
He called me today and he said, it's incredible what's happened. I said, it's pretty incredible. But he wouldn't listen to Biden because if he did, they wouldn't be in this position. And she's worse than him. She's not as smart as him. And I'm not saying he's the smartest. I'm not saying he's the smartest, but she's not as smart as him. And I like has happened. And Bibi called me today and he said, it's incredible what's happened. They said, it's pretty incredible.
Damn it.
That's crazy. It's just like, yeah, I talk to the foreign fucking government leader all the time, and he's always telling me he's throwing for me.
Overseas, we're already going through enough crisis right here in our country, and I think the working class, we need more job security right here in this country.
Who thinks immigration-wise, Kamala Harris is better?
I don't have enough information.
That's fair. That's fair. Who thinks Donald Trump would be better for the border?
Let's face it, individuals are coming into our country, not just illegal, but they're criminals.
The third issue is crime. Who do y'all feel like is the best candidate to handle crime in America.
Kamala Harris absolutely would be the best. We have forgotten. Memory is so short right now. Was it not Vice President Harris who supported what? Defund the police?
More black men voted for Donald Trump than any other Republican ever. So what?
Unc is brain broken, dude. He has mainlined the worst kind of fucking right-wing nonsense. Like, just again, and I talked about this yesterday. I talked about this yesterday. I fucking hate. I obviously, as you guys know, am not exactly fond of liberals or the Democratic Party. But the thing I cannot fucking stand more than anything else, beyond the unacceptable cruelty of American foreign policy, American domestic policy, the thing I cannot fucking stand is right-wing chirpers, okay? I cannot.
There's the bell.
Because so much of the sentiment expressed is just pure anger and resentment, and it is completely born out of falsehood. Like, every single right-wing grievance that people have, every single right-wing grievance that people have that say that they're going to vote for, and why they say that they're going to vote for Trump, could be resolved if we improve literacy rates in this country. I am not even a little bit joking about this. Okay? It's almost always made up shit. You hallucinated an alternative reality, and now I have to deal with it. And I fucking can't stand. I could not fucking stand how I felt. 4 years, day in, day out, under the motherfucking Trump reign, where the dumbest, sociopathic, monstrous pieces of shit that love Donald Trump were just constantly demonstrating their fucking idiocy and their arrogance on a daily fucking basis. He said it is yesterday too, so it was really sinking in. Yes, I will never forget the dog shit campaign of Hillary Clinton, and I will never forget. And if Kamala Harris loses to Donald Trump, which is becoming more and more likely, I am going to lose my fucking mind for the next 4 years as the most annoying pieces of shit constantly demonstrate how fucking arrogant they are in their stupidity. It is this right here, in my opinion, is a more solid motivator for the average American that is still considering the fucking couch over voting against Donald Trump, over voting for Kamala Harris. Far better of a talking point than I am going to do the opportunity economy. I am just like Joe Biden. I love Israel. Am Israel high. All of those things that Kamala Harris has talked about, including but not limited to, like, oh, well, remember, like, Liz Cheney endorsed me. All that shit sucks. It sucks. It's dog shit. It's just horrible campaigning. If they were even a little bit smart, they would try to remind Americans how fucking annoying it is when Trump was goddamn president. All those people, because this is, once again, this is the perfect way to advocate for Kamala Harris that they are not doing, to advocate against Donald Trump that they are not doing, because it doesn't even touch any tangible policies. It's a real problem. It doesn't touch any policies whatsoever, because I know, God forbid, they actually fucking advocate for good things for the American population. They won't. Okay?
Huh?
I'm telling you right now. Wait, seriously?
That didn't
do you
need
think
a
she'll
buff.
lose? Well, she's definitely working towards that goal. Working towards that as though it's a fucking active goal of theirs or some shit. I think Americans have a very short memory. The reason why they voted for a car kiss last time around, aside from COVID, was because they couldn't stand the fucking hogs that were literally, even in their dying moments, being like, nah, dog, COVID is fake as they died, okay? That is the unrestricted stupidity under a Trump administration. It's a perfect message for the Kamala Harris camp because it doesn't even talk about policy. It just reminds people how annoying it was when Trump was president.
Why is that? What is leading toward more support for him versus any other Republican?
My brush is a firm Donald Trump supporter.
There you go.
And something that he always says to me is that some of his principles, as far as abortion, as far as same-sex marriage, as far as those things, those are a lot of the sticking points that draw a lot of our black men.
Sometimes us as brothers, black brothers, we feel like the other is better than we are. We would, to me, that's that slavery mentality, that master is better, and that we want to.
Well, hold on, Bishop. Are you saying that the brothers that
I come from a different generation?
I understand that. Are you saying that the brothers that subscribe to Donald Trump, that feel like he would be better,
oh my God,
have a slave mentality?
Many of us do still have a slavery mentality. I'm voting for master.
The problem is black people, we vote emotionally. That's not smart. We need to vote. We need to educate ourselves first.
We got to stop this emotional, because that's what's wrong with the black race. We too emotional. We can't, I can't have a opinion without you being mad at me or something, or you upset when I say, we got to come together.
I like that the old head. Okay, we're now diving into black issues, okay? I'm gonna sit my white ass down and listen, but like, I like that the previous old head demonstrated a specific mentality amongst conservative black men. And it kind of feels like Fox News, without recognizing, showed remnants of that mentality immediately afterwards, where he said, black men are emotional. Like, that is internalized racism. Cool. Like, that's internalized white supremacist sentiment that the old head was talking about. That's literally what it is. Like, immediately he proved it. He's like, yeah, I was just like, you know, it's a real problem in the black community. You know how blacks get emotional and angry. You already fucked up when you critique that guy's haircut from your position of whiteness? Yeah, I know. The bald guy, you mean? It's a skin fade across the board. As you see here, Unc was tripping, no cap.
It might be. It is.
Nietzschean debate about slave morality in the barber shop.
The honors, please.
Yeah, is that what I came across as? Is that what I was?
Good job. Olympus, I accept this message.
Hell yeah. What?
Yeah, the presidency.
3 fucking curses? Are you fucking crazy?
Beautiful.
Okay, and I think we need to get back to that, understanding
No, just by no, it was armor for 40.
the position, understanding what the intended job is.
Oh.
Okay, it's not
I
Kamala
didn't know my
Harris,
anvil
it's not Joe Biden, it's not Donald
epic.
Trump,
I thought it was only
right?
doing like
It's the
7
United
damage.
States of America.
That was great. I want to go to that barber shop.
It was so much fun. As you can see, the tension got up.
Oh my god! I want to. Well, I want to go to that barber shop. Okay, dude. Okay, Steve Douchey, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, dude. No, you don't, okay? Don't even remotely act like you would ever be around any black person that isn't like directly a salaried employee of Fox News or an Uber Eats delivery driver. Did you go to the barbershop to get your baby face? Yeah.
Points of it, but it's an authentic conversation. And I left with 50% of them are going to vote for Donald Trump and 50% of them are going to be for Kamala Harris. Right. Still some undecided people in there as well. But the one consensus that you continue to hear is about the Trump economy, the Trump economy, the Trump economy. The other thing you hear, at least for some of the people that are going to vote for Kamala Harris, is that they want to be a part of the history of the first black woman being president. So there's a balance of economics versus history making going on.
Yeah, I think what mattered the most to them, it sounds like, keeping jobs in America.
It's a funny, what is this? Mr. Mandela effect. There's a Palestinian activist and reformed IDF Golani soldier I know who's interested in sharing his own experiences as an Israeli. Who's a Palestinian activist. How can I pass his info along? Is this the Mandela effect? What the fuck's going on? Oh my god, bro.
Three-headed terror, Cerberus does not.
Huh. This dude has not spammed in the future, not now.
In we go.
God damn.
Downward. Made it back here. Clean.
And I didn't mean that no negative way towards you. I meant speak on it as in you most likely will have a valid point. You're not these white kids in chat that most likely shouldn't put their foot in their mouths. You normally have a valid point, so build on it, God. 5% Nation of Islam slang. Romy Rome is my favorite, funniest boomer chatter because he's an old black man who uses lol W.
What, lol when?
Like, how did this happen? Like a straight up boomer. Just using lol as an emote. So basically Nick Pollum, okay, fair. I played WoW too much, my bad. Kamala and Donald are both live at this moment. Yeah, I don't care. Chatter, what's the name of the dude?
This is a great
paying for
stream I'm
groceries
doing.
at the grocery store for prices to go down, so they would have
Just
more
stuffing
money
my face
to
and
feed
watching
their
another
families.
stream.
And
This is
then
a
the
great
one guy
idea.
said about Kamala Harris, I don't have enough information on her stance on immigration. I'm like, how much time do you have? 'Cause we
Just
could
type it. What's the name of the fucking dude that you want me to have on the stream?
One of the brothers that that was in the barbershop is a construction worker.
Okay.
And he goes, look, I don't want to give Donald Trump credit on this, but he goes, when I was in the construction industry, because of what was happening in the border, when he was cracking down on it, he goes, our wages went up because they weren't allowed to hire, they didn't have the illegals to hire. So he goes, I have to give him some credit on that because it did directly impact my job. And I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Dude, this
As the
motherfucker
race settles
completely
down,
made
we're
that up.
almost
That does not sound
getting
real
close to
at
2
all.
weeks out. then people are going to make decisions based on how it will impact their day-to-day
Sure.
lives.
Well, and the barbershop itself, I bet business is off from the heyday just because people don't have enough money to go and get a haircut, a shave, and they do a shoe shine there too, right?
That's 100% right. It's a traditional barbershop. Very respectful, though. Even though the conversation got heated sometimes, it was civil, and the people left hugging, dapping each other up, and went right back to work.
Okay. So you did this first time in Chicago.
Detroit. Then we're going to air Atlanta, and then we're going to have a big one in the Bronx here in New York as well.
Fantastic. Good job.
A lot of fun.
All right. I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley.
This morning, the president.
Just a few chambers.
Trump and Harris trade jabs at the Al Smith dinner, though Harris wasn't there. What the fuck is the Al Smith dinner?
Sounds like
Catholic
some
fundraiser?
Presidential candidates trying to show off their funny side.
Hey, what's going on? Who was that?
I guess I just don't see the point of taking shots at myself when other people have been shooting at me for a hell of a long time, and they
Former president.
Oh my God. What is happening? What is this shit? Why is Chuck Schumer there?
Trump's being a crybaby.
This is a yearly tradition? What do you mean? Catholic freak off? It's a bipartisan event. This is some bullshit they do every presidential election. How the fuck have I never encountered this? I've been covering presidential elections. I've been doing it also openly,
sure
like
I've
in
even
public.
heard of that.
I've been covering every election cycle. How the fuck did we never actually cover this? Did I actually cover this and not know? The last 2 times at least? No, Obama called Trump a loser originally at the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
President Trump speaking at the Al Smith Memorial Foundation dinner, an annual Catholic fundraiser in Manhattan, historically providing moments of levity for candidates.
really a pleasure anywhere in New York without a subpoena for my appearance.
Trump was joined by former First Lady Melania Trump, who's been noticeably absent from the campaign trail. Other attendees at the fundraiser, costing $5,000 a person, included New York Attorney General Letitia James, who successfully prosecuted Trump, and former New York Mayor Bill de Blasio.
Wait, what? The Alfred E. Smith Memorial Foundation dinner, known as the Al Smith Dinner, is an annual white tie dinner in New York City to raise funds for Catholic charities supporting children of various needs in the Archdiocese of New York. Wait, what? They're funding the Catholic Church for children? It was even in the West Wing? I don't remember that.
Should be useful. Very well. Swim time.
I should have got the double hit thing. Oh well.
You yet persist.
Wouldn't that be funny if the window capture audio wasn't working this whole time?
You attended quite the musical performance.
Oh, it's no trouble at all.
That's weird, man.
Truly ought.
Yeah, you're weird. Oh, I should have read that.
He was a terrible mayor. I don't give a if this is comedy or not. He was a terrible mayor. He did a horrible job.
Chuck Schumer's like agreeing. God damn. God damn.
I might have.
Look
I forgot they made him a little harder. Just by adding
Yeah,
a stupid
when they give
balls
money to the
around.
Catholic Church for children, they mean like to relocate the priests. That's where the money's going. Make no mistake.
Trump also criticizing Vice President Harris for not attending the fundraiser in person.
My opponent feels like she does
Bro,
not
they got a
have
high-ass insurance.
disrespectful to the event and in particular to our great Catholic community.
Harris addressed the event in a video featuring Molly Shannon, portraying her Saturday Night Live character, Mary Catherine Gallagher.
Is there anything that you think that maybe I shouldn't bring up tonight? Well, don't lie.
What the fuck?
Thou shalt not bear false witness to thy neighbor. Indeed, especially thy neighbor's election results.
Harris campaigned across Wisconsin yesterday, criticizing Trump's comment.
Oh, dude, you got no riz. You got no riz. You are rizless. Oh, come on. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Dude.
At a town hall where he called January 6, 2021, the day of the riot at the U.S. Capitol, a day of love.
140 law enforcement officers were injured that day. Law enforcement officers were killed that day. The American people are exhausted with his gaslighting. Exhausted. Enough.
With his gaslighting.
We are ready to turn the page.
Earlier, several anti-abortion hecklers interrupted Harris.
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
Meanwhile, a battle of billionaires is now heating up the race.
Oh God, Brian kill me, Brian kill me, I'm 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 Brian kill me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh wow, we have Brian. You rang? I'm Brian kill me. Dude, it's so funny. I had a conversation with someone the other day about specifically Mark Cuban and how this normie was legitimately shocked at how right-wing the border bill is. Like, or how right-wing the Democrats have become. It was like, have the Democrats historically always said stuff like this about immigrants? Like, am I misremembering? Because, like, people are now starting to pay attention to the fucking cycle, you know, since we're like 15 days out. And I was like, no, they've never been this aggressive. And this dude was like, what the fuck is Mark Cuban saying? Why'd you let a hoodie on your stream and continue to cozy up and have not asking any useful or hard-hitting questions? All this while having criticisms of Voldemort's platforming of Nick Fuentes and others. Yeah, there you go. Classic take. Hey, why did you let a Yemeni teenager on your stream and ask him questions about his like daily existence and experiencing a genocide, while also criticizing Bonercelli platforming and cozying up to an actual active American neo-Nazi who had dinner with the former president? A 19-year-old teenager in Yemen, a survivor of genocide, is the arch terrorist versus a neo-Nazi leader in the United States of America that had dinner with the former president. I wonder which one of them is more invested in actually killing Jewish people, and I wonder which one of them has more play in the United States of America that, in terms of, you know, directly spreading anti-Semitism. Oh, first, Hasan, you should unironically consider leaving this world in a game. You're a disingenuous little rat. You lie about everything, do not research, and are just as bad as Ben Shapiro in every way possible, except for the slight difference in intelligence between you. Little bro, wasn't that deep? How did you talk about it for so long? Why do dudes like this always fucking... The Aiden Ross fandom is so fucking annoying. Little bro, on God. For real, no cap. Like, all this shit, you love using AE while being a straight up fucking white supremacist. It's so weird.
What do I need?
Like what? What happened? I feel like they originally were doing it to like little black people to go, oh, AE is so stupid. And then they ultimately just like start using it unironically. And they use it in an actual stupid way. Like, you know, fucking real culture and real association kind of thing. One apology you needed to make is calling Kamala candidate when we needed that day out primary. How did he get banned?
What now?
Yeah. Go back to the voter killing community where he fucking banned people in his own
finally!
name. Apparently, we're calling Nicholas Fuentes neo-Nazi. To which he really defended those statements that said, I would say he's a nationalist. He's not a neo-Nazi, guys. He's not a Nazi. Please. Don't call him a Nazi.
I journeyed far and wide throughout my mortal days. Met great
Yeah,
mortals and even greater
we're in Southern.
Never.
They say life takes strange turns, so
Bonarelli.
Donald Trump is that grin. He grins. To steal your Christmas.
Oh, sick, dude. God, I fucking hate. Oh my God, I hate everyone involved in this story. Ito reminding me that the top of the hour is here by gifting another 50 gifted subs. This man is out of control. Out of control! Hundreds of gifted subs at the top of the hour. Yeah, Nick Fuentes routinely has denied the 6 million number. He is a straightforward white nationalist, white supremacist, neo-Nazi.
Fuck yes, this is great. It's
Oh my
about
God.
time. It is about time.
A person that is not worthy of a platform. Holy fuck. Here's the 3-minute ad break now, by the
I'd
way.
have to go with the raging infernal beast guarding the only
You had me going.
Star Mark Cuban appeared with Harris, slamming Trump's economic plan that would impose tariffs on foreign goods.
I have found his Steam account. The guy's not even American. He's Eastern European. No surprise. Oh. Yeah. Euler is a lady. Okay, D2. Thank you. If Fuentes is not a Nazi, who is? I don't know. Like, that's the point. That's the thing that I will never understand is, like, I guess, like, the only Nazi is Adolf Hitler himself.
Dude, it still does
Like,
it.
no one else is a Nazi. Just Adolf Hitler, I guess. By the way, once again, I'm being sarcastic when I broach this subject matter because everybody knows what my fucking position on this issue is. Except, lately, some of my sarcastic statements have been getting clipped as though I am in agreement with the things that I'm saying and being cynically used to falsely frame my own sentiment and my statements and my opinions on shit as though I am for certain causes rather than against certain causes. So I have to do that wee-woo sarcasm shit, which will probably inevitably be clipped out of context when someone tries to say, see, Hasan is, you know, pro-Nazi or some shit. You know? It's not that sarcasm is hard for some folks. When you drop charitability, or when you genuinely, perhaps even desperately, try to frame someone a certain way, you are so... You will desperately cling on to obvious sarcastic sentiments, even if the tone of voice makes it obvious that it's sarcastic.
Deal with it later.
in shadow.
Alright, that might be done playing.
To shadow I return.
I need to figure out what to do with all those videos on my channel just sitting there. Ain't nobody gonna watch through all that shit. Just gonna delete this one. I haven't been
Thank
talking.
God Michael Brooks is dead. Really? He's such a hateful little gremlin, dude. There's just nothing. That's just the statements of a genuinely, genuinely pathetic and sad, hateful little man. That's it. That's not a person who's having a good life, okay?
This is gonna be a boring stream.
Material gains that they've made, regardless of the fame and fortune that they've cultivated.